Welcome to the University of Mississippi Department of Sociology and Anthropology, located in Lamar Hall on the main campus in Oxford, Mississippi, and home of one of the most rewarding, versatile, and affordable credentials in higher education, the master's degree in sociology. The M.A. program starts with coursework, and it culminates in a thesis or an internship, whichever the student prefers. The end result is a master's degree in 2 years. During the first few semesters, students take a series of 5 mandatory classes, plus electives. The required classes are theory, statistics, and research methods. These form the foundation for structuring a thesis or internship project. We also devote an entire class to learning how to teach sociology. This can be valuable after graduation, as I'll explain in a moment. And we offer professional development seminars. Nobody knows how to be a sociologist from the moment they're born. It takes training. So in these seminars, we teach how to be successful in graduate school, how to be part of the profession, and how to launch a successful career by getting into a PhD program or pursuing any number of non-PhD options. Finally, we offer a number of electives, and we also let our students take electives from other departments according to their interests. Beginning with semester number 3, the coursework gradually lightens so students can work on a thesis or an internship. A thesis is an original research project in which students investigate a research question or a social issue that interests them. They may gather data from libraries, archives, or their own fieldwork, after which they write about their project and describe how their research adds to what we know about the social world. One of our recent students, who is interested in community sustainability, did fieldwork in the Mississippi Delta to find out from residents themselves how to make small rural communities more resilient in the face of economic, environmental, and educational pressures. Another student who was interested in LGBTQ identity visited drag shows and wrote about how audiences judge the most authentic performances by drag kings. With an internship, students have 2 options. The first involves volunteering to work at an institution. The institution could be a nonprofit organization, a government agency, a university office or department, or a private business. The goal is to apply an academic lens to the functions or the work or the social interactions inside the organization, and then to write about it. One of our students who was interested in gender and law enforcement did an internship at the U.S. Marshal Service, where she took notes on how male marshals interacted with their lone female colleague and how detainees interacted differently with a female marshal than they did with her male colleagues. A second internship is a teaching internship, where students teach one of our many sections of Sociology 101. Once they've experienced a teaching internship, some students stay in Oxford to continue teaching sections of this class, or they move elsewhere to teach at the community college level. All thesis and internship projects are guided by a committee of sociology faculty members chosen by the student, and they culminate in a written document produced by the student and presented to the department at the conclusion of the project. We support our students in several ways. We offer financial support in the form of graduate assistantships, and we're one of the few master's degree programs that does so. These awards pay $6,000 per academic year in exchange for working for 10 hours a week for a faculty member as a teaching assistant or a research assistant. Students with 10-hour assistantships also qualify for a 75% reduction in tuition, which typically means they pay only about $2,000 a year for tuition. Students with 20-hour assistantships earn $12,000 a year, and they get a full tuition waiver. We also support our students by having generous admission requirements. We don't require an undergraduate degree in sociology. All majors are welcome. The most important prerequisite is an interest in sociology. We don't require you to have taken particular courses, not even Introduction to Sociology, and we don't make you take standardized tests like the graduate record exam. We do like to foster a sense of community in our program, and we encourage a spirit of cooperation among our students. In addition, Faculty members believe in doing everything we can to support our students, giving them our time, our guidance, and our encouragement to succeed. These are all reasons why we think of our department as offering an approach to graduate education that's rigorous and professional, but also humane and student-friendly. What can you do with a sociology degree? Well, the possibilities are almost endless. Some of our students who enjoy research and teaching move on to PhD programs. Others find that sociology is a good entree for law school, medical school, or other professional programs. Some of our students end up working for nonprofits and public interest groups. Sociology is also a great foundation for government jobs. One of our former students took her degree to Huntsville, Alabama, where she joined NASA to help diversify its workforce. Another works for a county in Florida where he prepares local residents for disaster readiness. If you're planning a career that involves people and social interaction, chances are good that our degree program can help you get there. For some insider perspectives on what it's like to be in our graduate program, listen to these voices of our students and faculty.
I think about sociology as every day and everything. We study it because we are interested in reaching some level of insight or enlightenment about us and about the world that we live in.
Sociology is a study of society. That might be looking at politics, at culture, at the environment, health disparities, religion, gender, sexuality, just to name a few. So it's really about studying people watching. If you're into that and asking people questions about what they think and why they think the way they do, it's a perfect discipline for you.
The point of sociology is to understand that why the world is the way that it is complicated sometimes. So if you want to understand problems, it really helps to understand how individuals interact with the groups and institutions that surround them.
It really clicked for me that if I wanted to change things, I need to understand not only how they really are, but why they are. And I thought sociology was the way to do that.
Coming here, I thought I had an idea of how things worked, and I realized I don't. There's a lot more to these systems that are in place. There's a lot more that can be changed. There's a lot more that really we don't talk about, that they don't discuss on the news. And I think in sociology specifically, they're always asking why or how or why is this the way it is? And me, I've always been that person that's questioned everything. And so feeling like that's supported, that I'm actually encouraged to do that, is really why I feel like this field is such a good fit for me.
In doing sociological work, we use research to inform what's happening, to move from just taking for granted basic assumptions to actually using and scrutinizing data to better understand that.
We prioritize not only being in the field and talking to folks ourselves, but giving students those opportunities too.
For me, sociology is about applying what we know about how society works to institute change. I'm an applied sociologist, I'm a rural sociologist, so I look at things that are specific to rural places that make them different, and then how do we utilize that knowledge to improve livelihoods and well-being in those spaces.
We are able to gather the hard data that will inform policymakers' decisions, which will in turn create positive change for the local community or society at large.
Honestly, I think Mississippi is fascinating. There's so much history, there's so much tradition, there's so much culture here. It's a great place to kind of see systems and structures that are really ingrained in society. And so me being a pre-law major, knowing how the world works on a daily basis is really going to help me figure out like what field of law I want to go into, or if I even want to do law.
One of the great things about this field is it does really allow you to follow your passion and follow your spirit. And you see represented in our department people who are pursuing various issues and various questions surrounding issues that they care very passionately about. All sociologists are kind of united in trying to understand not just how the world works, but how we can help it work better.
The best and most important sociology has to touch people, has to be among people in some way or another. And I'm surrounded by folks whose work does exactly that.
For information on how to join our MA program, go to our department website at socianthro.olemiss.edu. There you'll find an overview of the application process, including what documents you need to submit and our advice on how to write a strong statement of purpose. Once you're ready to start your application, go to gradschool.olemiss.edu. There you'll find information for prospective graduate students, plus a login that will let you start your application. The deadline each year is March 1st. And if you have questions, contact our graduate program coordinator.